Same sheet, same collection. Matter of fact, I tattooed that one on somebody, the Purple People Eater. The one-eyed flying, horn-playing, one-eyed people eater. Yeah. That song that they sing, there it is. Yeah, those are Malone before he died.
You guys are good?
We're good?
Yeah.
All right. So the first question is, where are you from?
Originally Southern California.
Southern California. How did you get to Vegas?
By way of Alabama. I left California, tired with it, and headed north. Ended up in Salt Lake City, where I have an uncle that lived there, and when I got there, my brother Smilin Paul happened to be there. And then we hooked up and traveled back to Alabama, where I got relatives back there, lived with a cousin for a few months, and then Paul came back to Vegas and got situated with him and Doc, and then when they got their things squared away, he called me out, and I've been here ever since.
Were you already tattooing?
No. That's when I came and did my apprentice in 81.
So you apprenticed at Las Vegas Tattoo in 81. And that shop opened in
77.
77. And then Paul was already tattooing.
Yeah,
obviously.
he's been tattooing since 73, 74. He started tattooing in the Army, and then we got out, he started working for Doc.
And where was that at?
In Reseda, California.
Reseda?
In Southern California.
And what made, I know early on weren't they going back and forth writing health regulations and all that to get moved out here? Like it was a process.
It was a process. It took them a few months to get going, but and they were working together down there. So Doc was already tattooing, and him and Paul hooked up when they were young. When Paul was young, I think Doc might have been 23, and I think Paul was like 18, and they started running then. So when Paul had to go in the service, when he got out, he started tattooing for Doc in Reseda there before he moved over to the shop on Van Nuys and Victory. And then him and Paul would come up here, piss off, and they'd say, man, this would be a cool place to have a tattoo shop. So they moved up here and went for it.
And there was nobody tattooing?
There must have been somewhere at some time, but not at the time when they came.
Yeah.
There was no shops or nothing.
Yeah. And then, so you apprenticed in 81.
I started tattooing in 82. For like a year apprenticeship.
With the apprenticeship, I mean, this is back, you guys weren't even wearing gloves, right? You guys weren't, so this was all, you were making, obviously everybody's making needles.
Yeah, we made our own needles.
So you made your own needles. What about machines? Were you learning how to make machines?
Yes, when I got my first machines, it was dumped to me in a pile of, there you go, put them together and make them run. And then use them, so that was my first set.
Yeah.
It was done that way. And then, here's a machine to look at,
Was anybody making them out of the shop at that time? Who was there? Who was there?
At that time, it was probably just me and Doc and Paul. And then a guy named Dutch Steiner came on. He was around for a little bit there. And then once I started working, it was just the three of us. And then Ace the Crow came on, and then he was there with us off and on for a dozen years. After you'd get tired of him, they'd run him off, and he'd go work for somebody else. And then after a year or so, he'd come back. He was a handful. I mean, he was fun and great, but he drank a lot, and that was hard for the boss to deal with. After a time. So I mean, Crow was always cool. He was a lot of fun. That guy.
He was like a gypsy kind of dude, right?
He was a pimp, dog fighter, like a tattoo artist, musician. I mean, he could make money in a lot of different ways. He was in the character, boy. He was a character,
Back then, was everybody, the main focus was tattooing though? Or did everybody have little things, like were you doing other things at the time, or were you just tattooing?
No, we just tattooed. Everybody tattooed. It was revolved around partying and tattooing is what it was, I mean, you better be able to go out and drink all night and be back at the shop next day and go to work. This hangover shit doesn't count. That's not sick. That's not a legit sick, because you was with the boss.
Right.
And if the boss is there and you're not, what's up? Can't hang, then you ain't gonna be hanging around this tattoo business very long either.
So that was part of kind of like
that was a big part of it.
The whatever you want to call it, camaraderie, brotherhood type
Yeah,
of.
because we ran in a group. I mean, it was always all of us, and then we had the customers start coming around. Pretty soon, you're going out with a dozen people. So, everybody meet up at the shop and hang out till midnight, and then we'd fucking go from there. So everybody get a buzz on, and you still party at the shop, but we wait till we got off, and then we'd fucking go.
But it was a different, or at least I'm imagining. Everybody knew each other. Everybody had a common respect for each other, so you could do that, right? You could have drinks because nobody was going to act like an asshole.
We were on a team. Well, there was assholes, but we were still, a team kind of together, Yeah,
yeah.
And I haven't, that's hard to find when you get that, and they don't last long. I mean, if you get a few years out of a good group of guys, you did pretty good, because we did have a good core group of guys that lasted a lot of years before it started falling apart, and that was other outside shit that came in and kind of helped disrupt everything. And people just, they got tired, didn't want to be around it no more, unless everybody kind of parted ways.
Yeah. So that's what it was on outside stuff.
Well, more or less, stuff that didn't really need to be in, didn't have nothing to do with tattooing, but it did interfere with tattooing.
Right. Right. And you guys were all, you were making ink.
We used to make ink, had the powder and fucking shit. We'd do mix it up. That was a messy freaking job, dude. I mean, you think he was clean. Oh man, look, it didn't even do nothing. Yeah, I mean, we'll clean up, squirt, wipe, red. It's like, oh my God, it's fucking, and then you start seeing it's everywhere. Yeah. Everywhere you touch water or anything wet, because of the powder's so fine, and it just, like dust, you don't even see it till you hit it with water.
Yeah.
It was fucking on everything, dude. So it was like, another valuable lesson of learning, do that somewhere else besides in the shop,
And you got blue boogers for like a week?
Oh, fuck. A lot of shit, it was everywhere. That or we used to use these ink caps. It was like little square plastic things that, put a little bit of ink in it. But if you've been around, how they clog up sometimes. And one of the guys he was working with, his purple clogged up so bad that he squeezed it super hard, man, and when it fucking blew out, I mean, dude, it was on the ceiling, it was on the shop. Paul was working on that station at one station. It blew all the way across the room, was all over him. The guy had it all over his face. The next day it was on him for like 3 days before it finally, even after washing it, finally wore off. But oh yeah, it was fucking hilarious, dude. And I mean, that's just one of many that happens, shit like that, Pick up the ink and start shaking it. Oh shit! Forgot to put my finger on the top, or forgot to cut. Didn't realize it was still open.
Right.
So I mean, shit like that happens all the time. Be all over your fucking ass. It took a long time to learn to be a neat tattoo artist without having ink all over. I mean, fuck, all my pants are covered in ink.
Yeah.
And I don't wear a smock or any of them things everybody's got now. I didn't do it. Most I did was drop a towel across my lap, and even then I didn't care because I was wearing jeans.
I think you might have been the first person I saw have something on their leg.
I think
or
Paul,
at least that I worked with.
Paul and them always used the cloth because they would dress in slacks and stuff, and so they didn't want their pants fucked up.
Yeah.
They'd try wearing nicer clothes than what I want to risk ruining.
Yeah. I know when I came here, I remember Paul always wore Hawaiian shirts and everything, and always
they
came
always
out real sharp.
Button up, slacks, and nice shoes. So you look sharp. Like I said, you're going to be a professional. You want to look professional. And not only that, but like Mark Mahoney told him, that's how you get the big money, dude. They ain't gonna pay you looking like a slob, you look like a fucking, sharp dressed guy. The guy obviously knows what he's doing,
Yeah.
And that makes people, that's a big thing with people,
Yeah, Mark said if you want to make money, you gotta look like money.
Right.
Yeah. Was that something that was implemented early on, or was that just something like?
No, that's kind of been around for a long time. I mean, we try to carry it, but it gets hard, because especially when you get a group and you get everybody on the same program, and then it's cool, but then you'll always have one that, man, I can't work in this shirt. It's just too tight. It's just like, I don't get it. Everybody else seems to work in them just fine. It's buy a bigger shirt. I don't know what to tell you. We're trying to look as one, cohesive shop, to where everybody looks things. What does he look like? I don't know. He had long hair and a beard. Dude, that's everybody in here at that time. I mean, you ain't doing me no good. Then you put shirts with your name on it, they remember you because they're sitting there staring at you the whole time you're doing them.
Yeah.
They can't forget you then. And it really mystifies me that when you got people and you go, oh man, really nice tattoo. Who did that? I don't know. You know, it's like, you don't know. You let this guy work on you for hours and you don't know his name. You know, I mean, you didn't even talk to him, or, you know, it's just bizarre, you know. But I mean, there are artists out there that don't want to be talked to too, you know. Just sit there and don't look at me while I'm working, you know. That's bizarre, but, you know.
They have headphones on while
Right,
they're tattooing.
so you couldn't even talk to them if you wanted
Yeah.
to, you know.
Yeah.
It's just fucking bizarre to me, you
Yeah.
know. Turn the music on for everybody to hear, you know. Fuck.
Yeah, that seems like a weird. I've never understood that. I'd see people at conventions that would have headphones on, and then I started seeing people in shops wearing headphones, and I was like, "What the fuck is going on right now?
Right.
Like, what are you doing here in this shop? If you're gonna alienate yourself, basically, like
Right.
you don't want anybody to talk to you."
Right.
I think that's the biggest. That's, well, like at Pussycats when we had the rooms, it was cool because we had rooms, but then I really missed talking shit. You know, you miss talking shit to people, having people sitting 2 feet from you, and I think that's one of the greatest things about the job is working around people that you can talk shit to.
Right.
Especially now when
Right.
you can't go anywhere and talk shit to people.
Well, that's the same thing when you had, well, that was the best part of having apprentices too, and you know, that they were here to fucking abuse, sort of. I mean, didn't want to, but I mean, this is part of their upbringing. It, you know, is how much shit can they take, because this is what you're going to have to deal with when I'm no longer here and the customer comes in and gives you this shit. Are you going to have the answers to deal with these motherfuckers? Well, that's why you get fucking razzed and fucked with. You know, next thing you know, after a few years of it, man, you're pretty sharp. You know, if somebody says something to you and it's, dude, you know, you got me, you know, or whatever. They're not ready for it because you're on the ball now, because you've been, you know, picked on and abused so much that now, fuck it, nothing bothers you. It rolls off your back and you're quick to answer. And, you know, wow, that guy's on it, you know. I mean, but that's what hopefully you were, you know. Otherwise, you're just a dumb fuck and sat there and,
Yeah.
you know, nobody wants you around then if you can't come back, you know. And then if they find something on you, you know, dude, you better get over it quickly because that's going to be road hard, you know.
Yeah.
And you go, oh, okay, you know, fuck
Yeah.
you guys, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely got that. I probably got a lot of that from you guys because now that's the way it is. And
nothing funner than messing with your customers, you know, especially if they're cool and they get it, you know, and they try to dish it back, you know. It's fun. It makes it fun. And back in the day, when we first opened tattooing out here, they had private rooms. They didn't let everybody, you know, you were, like you said, it's Pussycats. You were away from everybody. So you're tattooing a room, nobody even knows you're in there except for the buzzing.
Right.
You know, and so when we opened this, we knocked all the walls down and fucking put it right here, counter, you're standing right here. So when the health department came, well, you can't. Well, yeah, we can. He said, well, why would? Because the people, they want to be experienced. They want to be part of this. They're on that side of the counter. They're not over here in my way, you know, but they want to be part of it. They're like a support system for these guys too, you know. Helps them sit better because they gotta hold it cool, man. Don't let them see you sweat, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, they're trying to hold it, you know, together for you. So that even makes it better there too. Plus, they got people to talk to that makes them a little more comfortable, and you know. So that's when we started opening it all up. That's why all the shops are all opened up now, you know. But they didn't at one time. They didn't allow that.
so this was the first shop that did that.
Well, more or less, except for basically when we did it over there at Vegas Tattoo when we
okay.
opened the second store. The other one had private rooms. Well, we built 2 stations and then just a counter. Same thing here, so you could walk right in. So there was no more barrier to where you were secluded from the customers. We didn't, you know. So we started that over there, and once they let that, I came over here and did it. And they grandfathered me in and said I'm good.
Where was the second shop at? The second Las Vegas tattoo?
Is where the first one was on Hoover Street. And then they moved down to where the pawn shop is, where that bar is, that he's got the container little bar there. They tore it all down. That was 5th Street Liquor, and the shop was right behind that.
So that was the second one, the one where the pawn shop is.
Yeah, the 2-story building.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was the second Vegas Tattoo. That we moved there in 90.
Oh, no shit.
The other one was from 77 to 90, and then the old man that owned the building that they were in died, and the law firm that was in there ended up with the building, so they kicked everybody out. Any leases it was a beauty store next door to us, and now it's just a whole lawyer building, you know.
That building's still there. Is it right on the corner there?
Yeah, right on the
Hoover and Charleston or something? Right there.
And the funny thing is, the corner building at one time was an auto parts store, you know.
When like with all the like the shit talking and everything else, do you feel that that's from everybody learning? Like, everybody that was working at Las Vegas Tattoo was kind of learning there, weren't they?
No,
Or
there was, well, he always had schooled guys there, but then he brought young guys in to mix in there with them, to learn them, to bring them up too. So because tattooing, you got to keep bringing if you're going to continue. I mean, unless you just try to hold it all yourself, but even then it's going to be too hard. You can only do so much. And as you get older, it's your eyes, your back, all that shit that goes wrong with this from doing this kind of job. People don't think there's, oh man, you sit there, well, dude, you're hunched over. Lighting, depending, sometimes you got good lighting, sometimes you don't. I mean, when I started, I didn't wear glasses. I've been wearing glasses for over 20 years now. And I was over in Hawaii working with Scott Sterling, and he's a few years older, but he goes, at the time he said, how old are you? And I said, 43. And he goes, and you don't wear glasses yet? And I said, nope. He said, any day. And as soon as I got back from Hawaii, within a week, I was going to get glasses. It's fucking like he jinxed me, dude. It was the weirdest fucking thing.
Really?
Yeah, all of a sudden I get home and I can't read this paper. I couldn't get it far enough to focus. So I fucking had to go get cheaters. Started with the cheaters, and then I had to go up to bifocals, and I've had fucking glasses for all these years now.
But do you think with that though, I mean, you had Doc and Paul to start out with, or at least as the core.
Right, they were the two main.
And then they were bringing in their friends were coming, Acer and everybody's coming in, and then you guys are apprenticing, so it was always...
Well, I think the only time, let's see, I apprenticed. After that, there wasn't no apprentices for a while, and it was me and Doc and Paul, just the three of us. But I mean, the other guys, at Dutch Steiner that came in, he was a schooled old tattooer. Crow, been tattooing a lot of years, so that, Gil Monty used to work there before I did. I had a lot of guys that were all, older guys that were tattooing, got years under their belts and stuff. So it wasn't just like a bunch of youngsters.
Right.
Until as they started getting older, and then okay, let's bring in another one, let's bring in another one. We brought Mo and Jimmy, they came in at the same time, like 93 or something. And that was roughly around the time Paul left.
That was when Paul left Vegas?
Well, yeah, him and Doc had their falling out, and they separated, partner dissolved. And Paul had his rough time with the drugs and alcohol, and it ended up getting him. But, he got his life squared around, straightened up, went to Hawaii for a few years, worked over there with Wando, and then came back, and I had this place, and he came back and worked here for like 3 or 4 years for me. And then shit got him again. And then I had to tell him, go get help till you recover and come back. And he left, and 2 years later, he's dead. But, he was depression, drugs, alcohol, one of the worst things is probably in our industry, or not an industry, in our trade, because we're not an industry, we're a trade. This is a craft, not a fucking, this isn't something where you just, I'm going to be an electrician, That's, or whatever it is. They said this is not a fucking industry, this is a fucking trade.
Yeah.
So, we do that shit.
And then when Paul left, he went to...
well, he chilled for a while, got his life, got off the ship, went back to work, started working for Gil again. And worked in Hollywood with them guys for a while. And then where did he go? He was down there before he went to Hawaii. And then he went, after he started getting clean, then Wando took him to Hawaii, and then he was over there in Hawaii for like four years or better. And then he came back out here, and then fucking found his dope dealer again. That was on, And when I got wind of it, I had to let him go.
When you see pictures of you guys, like the old pictures standing out in front of Las Vegas Tattoo, you guys look like you're on a prison yard, like you worked out, like you were in really good shape. Like
I was in better shape then than I am now, no doubt about that.
I mean, you guys didn't look like you were sloppy dudes that were out partying and doing all that.
No, we weren't. I mean, we were, but we weren't. I mean, we had our shit together. We drove nice vehicles. We, dressed decent. I mean, we weren't just fucking
functioning.
We weren't just bums,
Yeah.
I mean, we everybody wanted nice things. We had a few nice things, and me, I was just a youngster at the time, so I didn't really give a fuck. I mean, I was just hanging with these guys. I was cool,
But it was part of the program,
right?
So now, like you say, you can't create. Like I don't think you can open up a shop. You can hope to have a couple people, right? Like you can hope to have a couple dudes where you're like, okay, these guys were on the same level,
right?
But trying to get people think they have an idea of what that was like and they want it, But,
sure, they all want it, but trying to recreate something, it ain't gonna happen, because
Right.
you can't recreate something that's already been passed. I mean, you can try, and you may get a little bit of it, but it ain't never gonna be the same, because it ain't the same guys. And the camaraderie ain't gonna be the same
Right.
as it was. Even though we tried to do it here and we had it going for a little bit, but it's not the same, because at that time now in life, we've all of a sudden, we're no longer out in the bars. I'm fucking 45, 50 years old. I don't want to be out in the bars every night like I used to when I was in my 30s. And that's how it was. You was out there every night, because that was your Facebook. I mean, there was no Facebook or social media shit. Your social media was being out there being social. Whether you be out getting drunk and beat somebody up or whatever, get into a fight, whatever, they know who you are. They remember you. And you had people come and get tattooed by you. I mean, that's how you mixed and mingled with people and got your business going. Oh man, he was a real cool guy. Next thing you know, you're tattooing him and he's bringing his buddies to you, and it just snowballs. And that's kind of how that was our social media back then. Before all this crap. Now you got to fucking leave your house.
Right.
Come on down, or whatever. I'm here.
Yeah. Yeah, and then they don't even know you. They never even had an interaction with you or anything.
No, well, we all got lots of people that know us.
Right.
We don't know them, but they all know us,
Right.
They'll even call and tell people about, hey, when you come in, they go, yeah, so-and-so. Who?
Yeah.
I don't know. Doesn't ring a bell, most friends like that, it's got to be somebody that's been around, they got to come around a lot, and that's how you're, to me, you build a rapport with your clients is by them coming around more. The more they're around, the more you get to know them, and because you can't make everybody your friend. You ain't gonna invite all these customers of yours to your house to have dinner. I mean, you may get one here and there that turns out to be a good guy because he wants to, wants you to do well. And hey, what can I do? Can I help you clean your shop, or can I do something for you over here? Oh, I got this kind of stuff that you're looking for. You meet people that way too, and that are in other jobs that may, you may need them down the road so you can work stuff, what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, oh dude, I need my floors done.
Yeah,
Fucking finish that tattoo and fucking get the floors done, and I mean, that's just the way it worked, back then.
Yeah.
A lot more bartering,
Mm-hmm.
Nowadays there ain't so much bartering, I mean, back in the day, there's a lot of bartering, with trading for a lot of stuff.
Oh, that's my favorite shit. And
Right.
everybody they think it's funny because that's the second I ask them what their name is, and then usually, hey, what do you do for work? And they start telling me, and then you're able to break through the social media
Sure.
way of doing things, and not to like harp on that shit, but once you show interest in what they're doing,
Sure.
then that's where the barriers start going
Right.
down. They're like, oh, he gives a shit
Right,
about me,
right,
and then
right,
you
right.
can start talking.
Exactly.
And you genuinely want to know,
Right.
You
right. Now, as soon as they leave, and a
it,
half hour later, you probably forget everything you said, but
for the most part.
right, no, but it's just the way it is. I mean, you do this on a daily basis,
Yeah.
like you said, and you're doing it to however many people. It's the same thing. It's like, and then people go, oh man, they're probably making fun of me. It's like, no, we won't make fun of you. We wait till you leave, then we make fun of you.
Right.
You know what I mean? Unless you really like it, then we'll make fun of you while you're here. I mean, we will do that too.
But it clicks, right? When they come back and you're trying to put it together, well, what was it? And then they say
What they did, or something in there that clicks, and we go, now remember you.
Yep.
And you can, I got this gal coming in Sunday. I've tattooed her twice in the last 3-4 years, maybe. Say, Agnes is her name, and the reason I remember because that's a really weird name, Agnes. It's one of them old names, and she's an Asian girl. So it's just bizarre to an Agnes, that I'm thinking of from
France or some shit.
or fucking Bewitched. I think Agnes was glad the lady that lived across the street, Agnes Crabtree or whatever, lived Kravitz, that lived across the street or whatever. One of them old names. Just that's what you picture as you put with that name. But her being Asian, it really clicked. Where as soon as I hear that name, that's who I think of. You know what I mean? And I know who she is, so it's like I haven't seen her in years, but yet she's coming back in to get tattooed. And then when you hear them, they talk like, is Bub gonna be there? How are you doing? It's like they're buddies of you,
Yeah,
and I've
yeah.
only met the girl twice, you know.
Yeah.
But I mean, a lot of clients are like that when they come around, which ain't bad, it's kind of a good thing because you want them talking good about you,
I noticed that the biggest thing that I've done with Rendition was I started doing market night. Like I would go and set up a booth, and doing that and talking to people and people being able to come in their environment.
Right.
And to me, it's the same as going to the bar, but not a bar.
Right.
You're in their element.
Sure.
So it makes it easier for them to talk to you, easier to come up and talk to you, and then you're having a personal interaction instead of some weird what they think you are, or what they want you to be. And I think people can be disappointed easily if you're showing just a portion of your shop, and you make it, not this shop, but you're making it look like some glamorous museum or something.
Right.
And then they show up and you got fucking crackheads running around, and it's just in some strip mall next to some bullshit. You're building people up to be let down almost from the beginning.
Right.
And then from there, then where's that trust?
Right.
And I think what you're saying with talking to people, you do build that trust to where they're coming in, they're getting a little infinity sign, but then they like you.
Right.
And now they see a dragon, and then now they see a dragon that they never even thought about getting or anything. And then you say, well, yeah, that'll look good. Then they trust you.
Right.
Now they're getting a dragon.
Right, you can start directing them then, right, to the direction you want to go in, and then it works for you, and everybody's happy.
Yeah. You're kind of manifesting your.
But that's something I've always told guys when they do. I mean, when in apprentices or whatever, you got to make them. They're the important part. So find out about them. Talk about them. Don't sit there and tell them about you and woe is me, and nobody wants to hear that.
Right. Right.
But they want to, by you showing interest in them, man, this guy, he's cool. He's asking me, about me and stuff. Whether you're sincere or not. You got to go through the motion of it, and this way, because not everything's going to stick, but I mean, you may click to something that he comes, that you ask and say, and all of a sudden it's like, now you got a bond there, all of a sudden, now this guy I can, relate to this guy even more so, to where I hope he comes back, and then, maybe there will be a friendship or a bond there, Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. That's what you got to talk to them, man. You got to make them the focal point, and it gets their mind off the tattoos, from the pain of that, and it just makes everything even better, and then they go out and brag on you. Man, he's so cool, so easy to talk to, and they come in, hey, it's like, fuck, I don't remember, dude. I it's hard for me to remember shit.
Yeah.
It's just like when I do stuff like this. I've done interviews with TVs and stuff, and I tell them, I'm a one-shot guy. Don't fucking tell me to repeat myself. And we didn't get that. Can we go back and say it again?
Right.
Fuck no, we can't. I don't know what the fuck I said to begin with. You know what I mean? It's like me and Mo were doing and all the guys here, we were doing a thing for the biker build-off thing, and they were doing a tattoo thing, and they got us over here, and they're doing interviews with Mo and me and Jimmy, and one of the Mo was pretty funny, but they asked me, what makes a good tattoo, and I went, nice, clean, solid lines, smooth shading, blah blah blah, I went along with doing that, and then she goes, the sound wasn't too good. We didn't really pick it up. Can we do that again? I'm thinking, bitch, I don't know what the fuck I just said. You get me to say stuff, that's right, and then you want me to repeat. I can't do that.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's do it again. Okay. Well, what makes a good skull? What makes a good tattoo? Skulls. Skulls make good tattoos. That's what I said on that one. I fucking just said, that's what you get. You know what I mean? You didn't get the fucking right answer the first time when I explained it to you. Skulls make good tattoos. How's that? You know what I mean? It's like, what makes a good tattoo? Skulls. Skulls make good tattoos. I just changed it up on them. They didn't know what to do.
I worked at a shop when they were filming, and they'd come in and you have to turn all the air conditioning off.
Right.
And then they take pictures of you to see what you were wearing in case they had to go back to the story. So if they went and they were editing
your shirt.
Yeah. So wear that shirt so we can go back and we could talk about that. And then you're right, they would stop them and they'd say, okay, you could talk about that a little bit, but don't talk about this. And then, maybe focus on that a little bit more. And you watch people to do it, man. And I used to just split. It's like, this is like,
right.
And not to sound like high and mighty, it was so fake.
Right.
And manufactured.
Right. And that's why even when the News 3 was here, when they were opening that fucking casino over there, the SLS, when it closed, they're getting ready to open it, like half a dozen years ago or more. I mean, thinking, I'm just going to help your business, because we were dying. I mean, it was in the middle of the fucking recession. Thinking, fuck, I hope it does, And then I know Jim Snyder, the news guy, so he called me up and said, hey, I'll send a crew over there for you if you want to do a little interview. Not a problem, man. And that's how I am. We put it on. She asked a few questions. I just, I said, I don't fuck around with this shit. So make sure sorry if I don't talk too clear or I talk too fast, because I was talking a little fast when they're filming me. But I know you're on a short time thing, so I'm trying to fucking get as much in there as I can. And then they just did a thing that, what's that channel that does tattoos? It's
Vice?
Vice, that's it, Vice. Over in England, right? You know where they're from?
Maybe.
Or UK or somewhere. Well, they were
yeah.
doing a thing on the oldest tattoo shop was Vegas Tattoo or
Oh,
whatever.
okay.
And they came here and did a thing on me. Well, they did a thing, it was on TV. They didn't even put me in it. They sat there and filmed a whole bunch of shit. I was with that fucking Grace girl that they run around as her.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
They did
yeah,
a thing
yeah,
on
yeah,
Vegas,
yeah,
and all they
yeah.
did was show fucking numbnuts over here from Pussycats, fucking Dirk Vermin, you know, like he's the old guy. I'm thinking, dude, I've been around fucking, you know, a lot longer than that motherfucker, and you're gonna put him in as opposed to you just took me completely out. And they were here for fucking, you know, 3 or 4 hours filming this shit.
Well, Dirk's like the showman.
And
Dirk's
well, that too, and
Dirk's the TV.
then I said, well, tell us how you really feel. I said, fuck them TV tattooers. Oh, can you say that? Fuck them. I said, fuck TV tattooers, you know. And I'm just so against it because what it's done to our industry is customers come in thinking they know something because they seen it on TV. It's like, dude, that's fucking TV. Don't you get it? That's fake shit. You know, that's not how the fucking real things work, you know. A lot of it's set up for drama on there, you know. And I couldn't stand that. There's enough drama in these fucking places without creating it,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? But yet, I get it, you do got to create it for the shows, you know, because otherwise nobody would pick up on it, you know? There's drama there. You know, there's guys that are going to be jealous or whatever, you know? And that's the hard part is when you get the right guys together that click, they're all on the same page, they don't give a fuck, you know? Fuck, that's badass, dude, fuck, you know? That's who you want, not going, fucking dude, man, look at that fucking piece, fuck, dude, you know? You know, they're jealous because they can't do it or something instead of complimenting you on it or, man, what'd you do? Let me watch over your shoulder a little bit and see what you're doing, you know?
It is a weird thing, like with Dirk, and that's why I wanted to do these things, is because the 90s and back haven't really been talked about at all with Vegas. And Dirk, the good
Well,
thing
that's
about
when he came around is in the 90s.
Dirk came around in the 90s,
Right.
so then...
No, he's a nice enough guy.
Yeah,
I met him.
yeah.
I mean, I got nothing bad
Yeah.
to say about him at all, you know? I mean, so...
Well, it's kind of like
Don't
with
go
Corey.
there with it.
No,
I don't
no,
want-
no.
If he sees
No.
this, don't think I'm talking shit. you
No.
know? I don't really talk shit about nobody, you know? I mean, that's not my game, you know?
But
Never has been.
The good thing about, say, with somebody like Dirk, and it's not justifying TV, it's not justifying any of that, it's the same with the way that I look at like Corey doing it when Corey was on the shows.
Right.
You had somebody that really loves tattooing.
Right. Knowledgeable, and he's trying to promote
Yeah.
it that way. Yes.
Yeah.
No, I get you on that. I understand that.
So and so you're kind of like, okay, well, at least we have them on there. You know, at least we have somebody that...
True
that-
tattooers.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
That are in the game for the love of the, you know?
Yeah. Now, whatever TV makes them look like an asshole.
Right. Well,
Because they're
you
going to
can't
edit
hide
out...
that, right.
Yeah, they're going to edit out... They're not
Right,
going
they
to let...
can manipulate it to...
Yeah,
You
it's
bet.
wild. When did you guys start doing conventions? Did you ever do conventions?
We used
earlier?
to, I never tattooed at a convention. We used to go to conventions through the 80s. I mean, we went to 81, was in Reno, 82, on the Queen Mary, 83 or 84, I think I was in Arizona. I mean, you know, we used to go to all the conventions. But we went there to party and have fun. It was our vacation time because, fuck, we were busy as fuck when we were here, you know, before, when all that shit was going, man, we were busy. So it's like, fuck, I didn't want to go work. I wanted to go fucking party and relax and have fun. And that's what we did, you know. We went down there every time we'd go to convention, there'd be at least a dozen of us. So we always had a good group and a good, you know, and it was a few of the tattooers and the rest were fucking clients and friends and stuff that were all tattooed by us. So, you know, you brought your samples of your work on them in a sense. You know, here's my card, come see me in Vegas when you're up there. You know, when you ain't working here, you know, no, you know, we're here to relax and party, you know.
And you guys are kind of showing other tattooers.
Well, we take them out and try to wreck them, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, go on back to work now.
Right.
Like,
80
there's no fog on, you know.
Wasn't it the 81, the Reno one? Is that that's kind of the convention where like Hardy was at, Charlie, Good Time Charlie.
Yeah, that's when that single needle stuff came out, when they promoted that with Jack Rudy and all that, and everybody, when they started seeing all that kind of work, was like, wow, you know, that single needle, black and gray, prison stuff was really making its round, and Ed Hardy was like the top of the, you know, people seeing his shit was just fucking, you know, mind-boggling that you can do that with color and just the stuff he does.
So you guys went out there, so 81, you just started tattooing then,
Yeah,
right?
I was still an apprentice that first year. I mean, so it was a good exposure for me to go see all
Yeah.
that kind of stuff too, you know.
So
A
you
lot of
guys,
them people ain't even around no more. That's what's even funnier.
tattooers,
tattooers, you know, that were around back then. You don't even see or hear nothing of them, any of them.
Freddie Negretti.
Oh no, he's been around a long time. Right? No, he's a badass. There's no doubt about that.
He seems to be the one that's, especially, I mean, for everything that he's been through. I mean, that guy's still on top of the game.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's crazy. It's crazy to see.
It is. It's you know what he's went through. You know, last few years there. It's like, God damn. I don't know. It's hard to even want to keep going, but you know.
Yeah.
Let alone at the top level that your tattoos at. So.
I always feel like, because I was introduced to him through Paul, and I met when I worked here was 2001 was 9/11, right? That's when that happened, 2001. And I remember Gil called and was offering booths to Ink Swingers, but then it was too late. It was like a week before or some shit. But I went out just to meet Gil.
Right.
And then I met Mark Mahoney. And that was another one, like what you were talking about earlier, treating people right. Mark Mahoney was the first tattooer. When I met him, he introduced himself to my wife, or asked what her name was, shook her hand first, and then, you know, me and I was like, oh shit, nobody does that. Like nobody, and it wasn't like he was trying to hit on her or something.
Tattooer, man, you know.
Yeah.
That's a big deal. I mean, and it's cool to see. I just wish some of these other, you know, youngsters would see it and you know, try to duplicate it, kind of thing. You know, that's how you should be, man. That's a slick guy there, you know.
Yeah.
He looks sharp, you know, and he's a gentleman. He's like a gentleman tattooer. That's what you want, you know.
Yeah.
That's what I want to be known for, you know. When I got into business, I didn't want to be no superstar celebrity thinking I'm going to get rich or whatever. I just wanted to be a solid tattooer. I wanted to do good, solid tattoos where people come back and want to get more tattoos by me. I didn't want to be a superstar or, you know, have all the rich and glory or whatever, man. I just wanted if I could be a good, solid tattooer. That was my goal. You know what I mean?
Did they keep you, like, if you started kind of
branching out?
If you started kind of being like that rock star, you started getting an ego.
Oh, they would let you know.
Check you ain't
nobody.
Quick, huh?
Oh yeah. There wasn't no egos back then, really. I had Doc. He had the ego. That was enough for everybody, you know.
Yeah.
You know.
And that shop, so you had 78 till 90, right? Is that what you said was the first one?
Yeah.
When did the next shop in Vegas open? Or was it Dante? Was that considered the first shop?
Kind of considered. She was out there. When did they do
Henderson?
that? They went out there and put that shop out there with a guy named Dave. I can't remember his name. He was from New York. And they put it out there and put it for him to have a shop. And then he ended up flim-flamming people and had, you know, here, you want to buy half my shop? Hey, you want to buy half my shop? Hey, you want to buy, you know, so he had all these people giving him money, and then he bolted, I think, and then, so they went over there and took the shop back and gave it to Dante, and then she had her shop or whatever, however that worked out, something like that, you know what I mean? That's where that shop came from. And then not until 80, shit, it had to be in the late 80s when that fucking, that other shop opened in, where Chinatown is now. Can't remember the name of the shop though, because it's not there, but yeah, there's a shop that opened there, late 80s. Can't remember the guy's name, because he came over and introduced himself to Doc.
Because early on,
you know, we had the town for a good 10 years before any other shops opened.
And that was pretty intentional though, right? Like,
sure, well there was other ones that tried to open, you know, but they got a knock on the door and a visit and said, no, it's not probably a good place to do it. And so they'd leave. The same with the Riley brothers or whatever their name was. Baxters. Yeah. You know, and then her sister came and did an interview with me and Paul. That was pretty funny.
Yeah.
You know, but
Riley was wearing a Las Vegas tattoo shirt, and he was telling Buddy about all that when all that happened. But yeah, I guess he thought it was kind of like funny, almost cool. Like that was cool the way that they kind of held down the city back then.
Well, they were trying to open up right over here. They had the shop built out almost and everything, and then we invited them over to the shop, the second shop in the back, a 2-story. Because we upstairs had a 2-story, had a bar upstairs, lounge up there. We built, you know, bar and everything, dude, couches, the whole fucking spiel. Invited them over, and you know, there was at that time I think there was eight of us working at the shop, and a couple of them, you know, they were older guys with like.
So there were 8 of you in that shop, and And that shop, did you go in it? Have you ever been in there?
Yeah,
Okay.
my band played a show in there.
There was two, we had 2 stations in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right at the
it's tiny.
beginning, 2 stations, and then there was a back room that had a private station for private tattooing. And that was it. So I mean, you know, the whole area of tattooing was me and you right here. You
Yeah.
got your customer right there, and I'm right here. This is how big we were.
Yeah.
And then we had 8 guys there. And the way it worked was, what is it? Half of us worked day, or let's see, a third of us worked the day, a third of us worked the night, and a third worked the 3 days. They worked because our hours were noon to midnight. So Jimmy, Ray, I don't know if Mo did or somebody else, but they worked the Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday shift. 3 doubles in a row, and then they were off for 4 days.
Okay.
And they made just as much money as the guys that worked the 4 half shifts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They just nailed it like a fireman. Nailed it all in one chunk.
In
and
3
then
days,
yeah.
they did real well, you know, because they had day and night, so they do good. And then
That was Friday. They had Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Is
No,
that what
they
you
had
said?
Saturday, Sunday, and
Oh,
Monday.
okay.
Or Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday.
Okay.
And then I worked Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So that was the day shift and the night shift, and then the triple shift was those 3 days.
And were those considered kind of like the slower?
They were kind of off days, but them guys fucking
Yeah.
killed it. You know, I mean, they did well back then. You know, they didn't have too many slow days like they do nowadays. And even back then, there was season. You know, people got tattooed during the seasons, kind of thing. When summertime, you fucking banged, and then wintertime kind of died off. Now it's kind of across the board. You know, and almost winter's even a little bit better in summer now because
It's weird, huh?
especially here, which is weird here, but back then they didn't have all these pool parties and you know that they do now. So that there goes your crew. People would come get tattooed or
Right.
whatever. They got things to do now and they go to the hangout casinos and fucking go to parties and shit. You know. So that was what happened to that kind of thing. You know. Plus you know all these fucking shops open in these casinos. You know the people don't get to leave the casinos near as much as they used to go get a tattoo. They're not going to go out and branch out and look around because hey, it's right here.
Yeah.
You know. I mean, simple.
Yeah. So you invited him over to the.
Oh, we
shop?
invited him upstairs and then just pretty much told him, yeah, you know, no, dude, you know, it's been here too long. We ain't letting nobody else open. You know?
Yeah.
And other guys that work there said, I've waited too long to get into this shop, let alone let you fucking open up over here, dude. That ain't gonna happen, you know.
You said to get out of the shop.
To get in.
Oh, to
I've been
get in,
waiting to
right,
get in
right,
this shop because
right.
it was, you know, fuck, we ain't got room for you, dude. I mean, fuck, you know, we're over capacity right now.
Yeah.
And so I mean that's basically what it was, and then you know they just pretty much told him, dude, you open up, I will personally be sitting at your fucking front door to whoop your ass every time you show up. Well, okay, you know, and then all of a sudden a week later the health department comes in, hey, the inspection, okay, yeah, boy, we just had these young guys over here ready to open up, they just up and disappeared, huh? Strange. Yeah, wow, funny how that works, you know.
Yeah.
But I mean that's just the way it was back in that time. I mean, if you remember, maybe not, you're not that old, but if you know, you go back to like. Bob Roberts, he was known to be down there. You got fucking Cliff Raven, known to be in Hollywood. Doc Webb was down in San Diego. You got Danny Danzel up in Washington. You got, you know, all these artists back then were old guys, but this was their cities. You know, this is their turf. Nobody went in and opened up next door to them across the street or around the corner. Not like they do now.
Right.
You know, hey, there's a tattoo shop. I'm going to open up right there. What the fuck? You know what I mean? That's how they do it nowadays. Back then there was a little more respect and they fucking didn't do that shit. You know, plus people, some of the guys weren't as friendly as others, you know, and they wouldn't tolerate that. You open in their shop, all of a sudden there was a fire, you know, I mean, I don't know what happened. Shit happened. Bad electrical in that building, dude. That's all I can say, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, but shit happens, you know. But I mean, you go back all across the country, and that's how certain areas you knew certain artists. Oh, that's where what's his name is, you know.
Yeah.
Nobody went and opened in that area because that was his.
Right.
And now they probably all got fucking 10 shops around them, you know. Fucking
Yeah.
motherfuckers, you know.
Yeah.
You can't do that no more. You can't go around and beat people up for fucking doing that, you know.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of them that need to be beat up, but I mean, you can't, you know. Otherwise, you'd be doing this fucking on a daily basis.
Yeah. Yeah. You can't even cuss out, or otherwise you're some kind of an assault. But I even heard, or I had heard of even people trying to tattoo out of their houses back then. And
Oh well, they used to go. They put a flyer up and they a reward poster, and they got they're giving them fucking $150 a tattoo machine. They bring it to it, and you fucking confiscate it. And they'd walk in and kick doors in, fucking, some of these bike clubs, these guys in that work, yeah, we'll do that, and then no problem going kicking doors in, fucking taking shit right in the middle of tattoos, man. Guys, what the fuck, man? Yeah, dude, you're not tattooing here. It's illegal, They just take your shit. What are they gonna do? Call the cops? They couldn't call the cops then. They were doing shit illegal.
Oh, okay.
Kind of like a drug dealer. What are you gonna do? Call the cops because your dope got stolen? What are they gonna do?
Right.
But I'm a legal dope dealer. No, you're not.
Do you when you see people talk about the say the old days, or you see young guys talk about tradition and want to be a traditional tattooer, and well, I wish it was like it was back then. I wish it was like it was back then. How many of you wouldn't make it, right?
No, a lot of them would.
I mean, because there's more to it than painting flash and.
Well, sure. You better be a stand-up guy too. In the group we was in, you better be able to fight, and drink and party and hold your own and fucking keep your shit together and tattoo.
Yeah.
On top of it, it was all, it was different, dude. Way different than it is now. Yeah. I mean, would I want to go back to it? Some of it, yes. Not all of it.
Right.
I mean, there's, it's like everything. Not all of it's good, But I mean, a lot of it was good, just the traditional style of tattooing and more of the respect and the, that kind of stuff that they don't have no more. Them kids don't have any of that, so they lost it all,
Were there people early on, because there's a lot of people traveling through town that were...
Well, they've had a few people that got put on buses and helped move on through town,
Yeah.
They used to do that.
And then what about guys that came in and tattooed? Did you have like favorite people that you liked working around, or influences like early on?
Oh yeah, I always liked working around, Gil when he'd come around, Randy Adams would come around, I liked being around them, Kevin Brady. There's some really talented artists at the time, Crow, he was a kick in the ass. He wasn't the top of the line tattooer, but he knew how to fucking tattoo, and his fucking shit would go, be there when he got done with it. And he was a crazy man. I mean, get you in the chair. Ready? I mean, that's how he tattooed, dude. He was like fucking, you better be ready because he fucking hurt too, but he fucking get all stretched out and fucking, you ready? Just like, wham, wham, man, you better get that whole fucking thing outlined in one shot, because that's the way they did it. That's the way I learned, and that's the way Jesse's learned from me, kind of, that's why we tattoo fast, I'm not a slow tattooer. And people, they dug that about me. That was a big thing too, is people dug get tattooed by me because I could do, fucking 3-hour tattoo in an hour and a half and make it look just as good, if not better, And it's like, why is it take, I don't know why it takes him so long. I don't know what the fuck he's doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And part of it to me is, the quicker you usually get a tattoo done, the less damage you're doing to the skin. You're not beating them up. They're not all traumatized. You can always touch it up if it needs it, but most of the time it don't, And then here I just got done going over my first pass. What do you mean your first pass? How many passes you going over?
Right.
I fucking one pass, I'm done.
Right.
I didn't got to go back over and do everything. I mean, and let it age like it's supposed to, and then it fucking does what I know it's going to do, because you tattoo long enough, you know what your work's going to look like after you're done with it, or it should. And if it don't, they did something or whatever. People come in, what'd you do to it? I didn't do nothing. What'd you do to it? I didn't do nothing. What'd you do to it? What'd you put on it? I didn't. I put some. Of course you did. I told you fucking not to. That's why it's fucked up. My friend said, well, how many fucking years have your friend been tattooing?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
The fuck?
Right.
People, just dumb, they don't listen to, you explain to them, this is how my tattoos, and my tattoos don't heal with a scab. You get a scab on it, you did something, dude. You either water soaked it, or you put something on it, or, I know what my shit looks like and when it heals and how it heals. I've been around long enough to know this and see it.
Were you guys doing appointments or anything back then, or was it all just a walk-in?
Doc did a lot of appointments back then. When they first opened that shop, they were all appointments. They were.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah. Him and Paul, they were just about doing appointments at the time. Trying to make it. That's what they were doing, like the Cliff Raven. That they were taking from the top guys then to try to, same thing they were doing, so they could fucking, be the top dogs too, in a sense. All appointments, wear the smocks, dress all sharp. That was part of the game. And then, as time goes on, man, you got people lining up at the door. We didn't have time to do appointments. Come in, you get here and we'll do you, we didn't fuck around with that. They'd be lined up. I mean, you'd be knocking, if you did half a dozen, 10 tattoos in a day, man, fuck. That wasn't nothing.
Did
You know,
Paul work with Cliff Raven?
No.
I know he had tattoos.
No, he got his chest done and I think one of his arms done, or maybe both of them. But, I mean, you know, the field work and in between stuff that he had done.
Yeah. Yeah,
Did
that was.
And those chest pieces that he did. He did like a wind god and a water god or something. Them big faces.
The big bubbles,
Yeah.
big bubble cloud looking
Yeah,
things.
blowing the air out.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Stuff
that's
fucking
cool.
still looked fucking bitching too. I mean, up till he died, but you know, he's one of them guys that did nice work.
Who did that on your arm? That one?
This one,
Yeah.
Paul.
And how old is that thing?
It's 40, 44 years, 45.
And when, so
I was 18,
70,
44 years old.
70.
75.
And what was that lined? Do you even know what that was lined with or anything?
Probably like a 5, maybe a 7. This was done at Reseda in Sherman Way, tattoo shop there. A little fucking shop probably as big as just to that chair maybe. That one.
Take a picture of
And
that.
Doc did this one there too.
In Reseda?
Yeah. And I got, this was my very first tattoo. I just turned 18. I wasn't even 18 for about a week. I got that one, and then fucking 2 weeks later I got that one. And this one was just black and browns, so I wanted to, you know, being a bear, I wanted it more colorful, so I got this parrot. And I mean, you know, this is all full of reds and oranges and yellows and the purple, and you know. And then this flower, we came up here in 77 maybe, and I think Paul put that flower on me when I was up here. And then when I hooked up with him and went back to Alabama, that's when I did these faces. These were done in Alabama at the kitchen table at my cousin's house in Alabama.
Paul did those?
Yeah, he cut my wrists off on both of them and put these fucking faces on here. So I didn't have nothing down here yet. I had these up here. So it was like started at my wrist.
What else is up here?
And here's one, a good example. This tattoo, you say tattoo in 3D letters. I don't know if you remember it. You probably don't because I had it back then. But it was done in color. No black. That's why it's not there.
It's just gone.
Yeah, I mean, you can see every now and again, you might see a little splash of brown. It was done in 3D letters. They were badass. I mean, he, you know, had them going back, you know, big bold letters with the block going back, and it said tattoo all the way across there. Even Randy Adams, when he did this piece on my shoulder here, he goes, "Oh, that won't be there." I said, "I know."
Who did this lady had back here?
Doc.
Doc did that one too?
Yeah, that was one of his specialties. What he did is chest faces.
Mind if I take a picture? That's 70s too?
Yeah, this is 19. Yeah.
And what about this?
Which one? The
The
skull?
skull.
The Paul.
Paul did that?
Yeah.
Let me take a picture
Paul
of
pretty
the
much
parrot.
did all my lower arms.
And what about this side?
Doc did this one. I drew this one and had him put it on me. Because my philosophy at the time was it takes a roll of these to get a shot of that to make a lot of that.
So
You know?
Yeah.
That was my mindset at the time, you know. Roll the dice, get lucky enough to get in here, get one of that on there, and get some of that. Fuck it. Work, you know, and that was a crow.
Let me take a picture of that too. I'll send that to him.
Doc did that one, Doc did this one. See, he could do these detail. See, even this chick's face here, he didn't do no lips, he did the red lips. You know what I mean? He didn't no black or nothing. And these, you know, these are old, man. These are, said fucking old.
Did you get your back done?
No, I got a big skull back here that Gil did. Gil did these skulls on my chest here.
Those are early.
These were done in the fucking 70s. 70s, maybe 80s. I think it was maybe in the early 80s.
What do you do, man? You exfoliate your skin and put lotion on every day, or what? After the showers? How your stuff looks great still, especially being out here.
I don't know. I just don't abuse it, I guess.
Something.
I
I did something right.
I mean, there was times we used to go to the lake. You couldn't even see the tattoos. Wow,
Yeah.
It was so dark.
You guys are riding motorcycles around every day. And you got-
Motorcycles out. The dock had boats. We was out to boat every weekend or something, you know.
Yeah.
We used to have a note on the door that said, open most days between 10 and 11, sometimes as late as 1 or 2, but we should be here if we're not, we're someplace else. And yeah, I mean, it was a fucking,
Yeah.
people stood there and just, they didn't
Yeah.
understand it. You know, and then they'd call and you'd answer, "Hey, well, I seen the thing on the door, I just couldn't understand it." Well, it says we're between, you know, we open at this time, and if we're not here, we're not here. I mean,
Yeah.
But we should be, but sometimes we're not, you know?
Yeah.
It was a funny one. I got a picture of it somewhere. I can't find it, but I'll get it one day.
When it all, because even when I started tattooing in 2000, 2001, there were no casino shops.
No.
And there wasn't even, there was no conventions. There wasn't anything going on here, and it almost seemed impossible, right? Like it wasn't going to happen.
It was hard because of the rules they had here at one time.
Yeah.
They were pretty strict.
Yeah.
When everybody, when it was starting to happen here, and they tried to slow it down, but as it progressed, after we've been here a dozen years or better, then all these other clowns started showing up, I remember the phone ringing off the hook. Hey, what does it take to get a license here? Don't. Click.
Yeah.
I mean, they were calling, because we were the only shop. Hey, what do you got to do to go to the health department? Nope, they don't do that. Click. Just whatever bullshit we had to tell them, But that didn't stop them from coming. They're going to come. But I ain't giving you up no information to come out here and open up next door to us.
When did you feel like it was really, when was it like mid-90s when it really, shops were starting to?
Well, when I opened this one in 96, there was only 12 shops, 13 shops maybe in town then.
In 96?
Yes. Yeah, we were about right there.
They were all spread out, kind of, right?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, here, Tattoos R Us down here.
Yeah, they were spread out, but there weren't that many. I mean, they weren't all over. Like now, they're everywhere in this town.
Yeah.
I mean, you can go anywhere and see a tattoo shop in this town now. It's fucking stupid.
Yeah, I drove up Tropicana, and there were 7 tattoo shops from Nellis to Maryland that I saw. There might even be
then
more
you go
than
on
that.
that side, and it's just as bad going up that side. It is. It's and that's the city or the county over there. That one used to be the harder one to get into was the county. Now they're all over. Most of the casinos are in the county, so they.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
So is that
everything on this side of Sahara, this way to downtown is city.
Oh, okay.
We're in a city.
And it was easier, you're saying, to.
The city was a little easier than it is the fucking county. At least back at the time it was. Maybe something's happened since. Where that's where they're all at now. They're everywhere.
Yeah, because I guess back then, the only shop really over here was Trey's shop, Pricks. That was up further.
There,
yeah.
Which was surprising.
Yeah, so that was way up.
He's kind of lost it there.
And then...
and I seen some garbage work that he did. It was like, God.
And then Ray, right? Ray
worked here too.
But Ray was on that side of the strip.
Yeah, but he was still in the city because he's right there at Rancho.
Yeah.
That's still in the city.
But that was it though, right? For that side of town?
Much. I think they had one maybe a little farther. That Bad Apple went up about Decatur up there, maybe a little farther up,
And that was that was like 2004, 2005.
Yeah, they took over a shop there. Somebody else opened one, and they took that one. That's where they're at now. They're still there.
They bought that one from Dave. That was Dave Logue's. That was Dave's shop, and then Boom and Justin.
Got
that.
Boom and that's right.
And then Dave came over to Pussycats. When I worked with Dave there, and then Dave left Pussycats to open Massive. Whatever that was, 2000.
Okay.
I don't even know when that was. 2010ish, 11ish maybe. So yeah, that's wild. And then now you've got, like we walked through the Mirage yesterday because we were looking for the White Tigers. And the White Tigers, you got to pay to see the White Tigers now, so you can't even see them.
That thing where you walk down that hallway. And
so I look like an asshole because I'm taking my kids in there to see the White Tigers, and then you got to pay $22 to look at dolphins. But anyways, so we didn't. But that's where Mario Barth's shop, that Starlight thing. But he only has, there's like this much area of for tattoo, and then the rest is Hot Topic and all that bullshit. And it's just really, when you see that, and then you see like Buddy Shop, and then you come here, it's, for us, we know what this means. We know what this shop means.
Right.
But other people don't. Like they don't know about Rollo or any of these.
A lot of
these
them.
things.
A lot of them don't.
And when the Paul, when he used to look at my drawings like you were saying, and he'd turn them around and switch them because he didn't know what the fuck they were. He was like, "What the fuck is this?" And I remember I used to do flames, and he said they look like boogers and all that shit because it had like bugs.
The guy's gonna tell you how it is.
Yeah. And but he said you can blind them with brilliance or baffle them with bullshit. And then so that's where, to me, I mean, Mario's shop is the bullshit.
Right.
And that's just the way it is.
Right.
Those people, if you're working at a shop like that,
right.
who are you? if you're making money and you're just saying, hey man, I just make money, cool, go make money, but don't act like you're doing something special for tattooing.
Right.
You know, and you see these articles where he says that he's going to be the Starbucks of tattooing and all this other fucking bullshit. And it sucks too, because when I met him, when he came out and I tattooed him, and he was talking about Las Vegas tattoo and how great it was, and the doc and the this and the that. So it's very strange to me to see somebody go from knowing what that was and knowing the history of Vegas tattooing and doing that. And I understand older dudes, or I mean, maybe you start to see the way that things are going and you need to make money. But wouldn't you hope that, I mean, I would think that you would hope that if you're going to sell this, then you have people working for you that you're going to be able to pass this on to. Right. So you did a good job.
That was my plan, you know.
Yeah. And the same thing with Buddy, when we were talking about it, because I asked him, how does it change being a shop owner now? How do you feel? Or how do you feel about the shops that you worked at? And one of the things that we were talking about is how now we realize, like when we left and we went and opened up a shop or whatever, then you know, we built up clientele, and then we left.
Right.
And we didn't really think about it. And now Buddy's got youngsters that are building and hammering good tattoos, and then they leave. So the thing that I said, that as far as repaying or making like, we would hope that the way that we run our shops and the way that we do things now would make you guys proud, so you don't feel like you wasted your time with us. You know, so then just living that on and carrying that.
No, I mean, you know, that's, you know, it only goes so far, but that's what a lot of them do. They, you know, build up thing, and then, you know, it doesn't bother me that if they come here and do that. It's just when they do it and they move over here. You know, if you're gonna move, dude, move out of town. You know, leave. You know, and then maybe come back later. But, you know, just the way I feel about it too. You know, if you get plan on opening a shop, don't sit here and do it while you're working for me. You know, quit and then go do it. You know, I don't want to hear about it. You know, then I'll back you up. But if you sit there and, you know, you're out shopping around while you're working here, it makes me wonder. You know what I mean? What are you doing? Are you sitting there stealing my clients and then you're gonna open up right over here? What, you know?
Yeah.
I don't understand. You know, if you want to go, I mean, it's just like when I left Vegas Tattoo. I didn't sit there and go, oh, I'm gonna go open a shop. I'm quitting. I just like, fuck, I was burnt. I'm done. Sorry, Doc, I don't know what I'm going to do yet, you know. And then I got to thinking, well, let me shop around, you know. He said, maybe I'll go down and open a shop in Havasu. There was no shop down there. We went down there and looked around. And, you know, there was only a few shops here. It's like, fuck it, you know. And then I talked to other artists, and they're like, fuck that, you're staying there. And my brother, no, you ain't open nowhere but Vegas, dude. That's you know.
Yeah.
We earned it. We earned a spot there, you know what I mean? We can open there, you know. And that's what he wanted me to do, because he signed a thing with Doc that he wouldn't open a shop here, you know.
Oh, okay.
When their partnership blew up, you know, that's how it was handled. Signed the paper that you ain't gonna open one, you know, to compete against me, you're gonna leave or whatever you're gonna do. But you can, you know.
Right.
You ain't got a contract, you quit, you know, you can go open it. It's like, then I think we should be here. And like, fuck it, I'm doing it, you know. I think even Gil said, I wouldn't leave, I'd open too. Like, fuck it, I paid him my dues, I gave him 15 years of my life, you know, I mean, you know, when I look at it, I mean, I worked for him 15 fucking years and gave him my youth, you know what I mean? I was fucking 37, 39 when I opened this, you know?
Yeah.
23 years, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, you guys were loyal for sure.
You know, and I tried to be in it, and the sad part is I've had a whole bunch of the guys that I worked over there, I wouldn't hire them for years, you know? No, not that you're done with him, you know? Or you just don't leave him, come over here, I ain't doing that, because I didn't want to pull the crew away, you know what I mean? That wasn't my intention, you know? No, I ain't gonna do that. You do what you got to do, and then later on I'll maybe give you a job, but you ain't going there to here, you know, just because. Even Mo wanted to come over here, but he was over there first, you know, until he brought you and him came over here then. Yeah. But he wanted to come over here, and it was like, you know, just, you know, I don't want everybody over here. I mean, Derek, all the guys that work there wanted to come here, you know, we want to come with you. No, you know, you can't, dude. It's just me and Jimmy right now, you know, and the girl, I mean, they all wanted, it's like, you know, they all ended up working here. Ray worked here, fucking Derek worked here. Derek was a thief, so I had to fire him. And drugs got him, you know, fucking pills and all that shit. And that's one of the downfalls in this industry, or this trade, is fucking the drugs and alcohol and stuff, you know. I mean, if you can handle it, fine, but some of them can't, you know, and then it ruins them, and then their talent is ruined, you know. I mean, you got some guys that are badass, but they let that part of their life get them.
well, it's not sustainable at all. And if you're
Yeah.
not taking care of yourself,
Yeah.
I mean, by the time you're, what, 30, 35, if you don't have some shit already going for you.
Well, that's your tipping point. That's what I just got through telling my son. You know, you're at 35, dude. You're at the tipping point right now. What you gonna do? You know,
Yeah.
you either make a move now because you know you got 20 years, good 20 years or better left in you right now. You know, and you're kind of, you know, you're at that stage of life, man. It's either you're gonna lay down or you're gonna fucking step up and fucking get after it and get something.
Yeah.
You know, or not. You know, I don't know. I mean, I was content. I would have worked for them guys forever had they stayed together and they kept it all together, but they didn't. It fell apart, and I didn't want to be around it no more. It was too much the drama and all the bullshit that when they started falling apart. You know, it kind of sucked.
Yeah.
And you're kind of in the middle of it. You know, and you can't. You know, which side do I go? My brother. You know, I mean, we've all been together for so long. That made it even harder too. It's like step out and just stay neutral and try to, you know, see which way it falls, and then fuck it, I'm done too. You know, that's what I did.
Do you think people, when they saw that, when that started happening, and then people kind of saw the doors opening to open up shops and just said fuck it, and then it was
Oh, I
was
think
gone?
it did. Yeah, I sure did. You know, I mean, once they found out we were over here, and Danny and Ray opened it up, you know, they had a store. I mean, there was a few of us that, you know, everybody. The good thing about that place, it did at least put out some good guys. I got Tony Otto, he worked there.
Oh yeah, Tony worked over there?
He came out of Vegas.
Oh, okay, I
Tattoo.
didn't realize that. He's a
Yeah.
super nice dude. I haven't seen him for a
He
long
came out
time.
of Vegas Tattoo. We had a lot of fun with him.
Yeah.
He got abused pretty good, but I mean, he just turned into a good kid.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
he was, you know, in his way, he was one of them kids that had to go live on them. You know, your parents can't handle you. You go live on the farm.
Yeah.
On one of them kid
Is that
farms
right?
or whatever. He lived out there, and then he came because he was a hard head back then.
Is
He
that
was
right?
a teenager.
Okay.
And he chilled and mellowed and grew. You know, I mean, the guy tattooed the back of his head. One big old demon on the back of his head. I did. The guy tattooed that one warrior on his arm with a fucking hatchet and shit.
Is Tony still over there? Is Ironside, right?
Iron Horse.
Iron Horse. On Ironside. Man, that guy's like one of the nicest dudes I ever met tattooing. He was always super
he
cool.
came in over there. That's another one, but he's got a shop. Danny and Ray had a shop. Me and Jimmy had a shop. You know, there's at least 3 shops that came off of that off of one. You know, so I mean, even though they're not here and they left, you know, you left behind some shit, dude. I mean, you're still kind of in a sense, it's not you or Vegas Tattoo, but it's descendants in a sense off of you. You know,
Yeah.
they wouldn't be here otherwise because if they hadn't got a shot there, chances are they probably wouldn't have got a shot anywhere here.
What was Ray's shop called? Something Heat?
Desert Heat.
Desert Heat.
It was called Desert Inc. And then him and Danny had their falling out. And Ray moved in and took his own and opened it Desert Heat.
Did you guys do piercings over there at Las Vegas Tattoo?
I don't think so. I don't think I did piercing until we got over here. Piercing wasn't really, it was just kind of starting, but nobody really wanted to do it because Jimmy, that's when he started to do piercing was when we was over there.
At Las Vegas Tattoo?
Like he learned, I can't think of who he learned from. Somebody taught him how to do it. And he just like fucking Jimmy, you know, he wasn't scared. Fucking poke a needle, fucking, you know, he just fucking hurting me.
Yeah, yeah.
So hard about piercing, you know, and he took to it pretty good. So
Yeah. You guys used to give me shit because I only had one arm tattoo. And I remember Jimmy was saying, he was like,
well, that was a big thing too
down.
when I came on. You know, you had to have at least both lower arms done to be tattooing on the floor. You know, and I'm thinking, okay, you know, I didn't mind. I wanted to get tattooed up anyways. But that was a big thing. Is that as you probably know over your years, I don't want a tattooer that works for me that ain't got no tattoos. You know what I mean? You were tattooed. It's a big difference because at least you had one arm done. It's not just because the other one wasn't done. You ain't got to it yet or whatever.
Right.
But you were one of them ones too that was, I'm waiting for that special guy that you know, that's so good. And when I run across him, I want him to do, you know, it's just like, dude, you got 5 fucking guys here that any of them could do what you want, you know?
Yeah.
But I mean, you were just one of many back then that I want Billy Bob Jr. from fucking Tennessee to fucking do. He does badass shit.
Yeah.
You know, never heard of him, you know, but because he's in the books, he's in the magazines, you know. I remember having this one guy in here working for me. What's his name? Larry. Fuck, what's his name? Larry Punch. Larry Punches. And he worked for Ray over there and stuff. But he was here, because I fired him like 3 times, because he was best friends with the guy Brett that used to work here, and then they get into a fucking fight all the time. So I fucking run Larry off, you know, get it out of here, quit starting shit. Because he was always jealous of Brett, but you know, he was a decent guy. But he was one. Where was I going with that? Larry.
Who was it? Bob? Who lived with Paul? What was that guy's name? Bob. Okay.
That was Tattoo Bob, and he's got 2 shops back in Rockford.
Right now? Oh, sweet.
He was up to 3, I think. He lost, gave 1 up and back down to 2.
He was always a real nice guy.
Super nice guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's a good guy. He's still out there doing his thing. You know, it's just.
Sorry, you got time to tattoo, dude?
Huh?
Are you guys getting ready to tattoo?
Yeah, well, we've been waiting.
Okay, cool. Try to get it rolling. So the piercing came in, and then that probably, I don't know when Sharky opened, but then that's when things really, it seems
Well,
like
I almost got into a fight with that guy too.
I think everybody did.
Well, I mean, it's funny because I probably did say it. I don't remember saying it, but somebody went down there and told him he had a shop in Henderson that he started running, and he couldn't tattoo with fucking garbage.
Right.
And he said, somebody said, yeah, Bub over there at Paradise said, you're the McDonald's of fucking tattooing, you know. I said something like that.
That was only because there was no Starbucks.
Well, you saw, you were sitting there. Starbucks weren't running. I got one in the corner now, you know. Yeah, but it was, he's the, you know, can't have it your way or whatever. I don't know what I said. I said something, I guess. And somebody repeated it, whatever. Next thing I know, I'm getting a phone call. Or no, as a matter of fact, when they used to have the bar right here, I was at the bar having a drink when I drank. And Jimmy took the phone call, you know, and fucking threatening him and shit. Man, well, we're on our fucking way down there right now. We'll fucking settle this problem. It's like, so Jimmy, hey, come on back. We've got visitors coming. I go, what? That'd be shit me sure. And they're boggos at the time, you know. So they pull up him and fucking, I can't remember the other guy's name. He's dead now too, but old dude, you know. At the time, he was probably 20, 50 years old.
Sharky was running with them?
Yeah. He was one of their enforcers before he ratted them all out.
Ah, okay. Yeah.
He ratted them all out too.
Yeah.
You know, but he was like their enforcer. He's a big fucking doofy fuck. Big fat guy.
No, I worked, that's who I worked there.
Oh, you did?
That was the very first shop.
Not this one, right? What's the name didn't run this one then? Bobby and Maury?
Bobby and Maury were Raven. That was
right, but that one that over here next to the Todd Hotel where you started with Mo.
So before that, I was at Wildside.
Down here in this fucking A-Mall?
Yeah, I was there.
That was when he first opened that one, when he was trying to come into Vegas, because he was trying to put one over here too. In this fucking shopping center, and I put a stop to that.
Yeah.
You know? But yeah, he came in and tried to threaten. I told him, fuck off, you know, go fuck yourself, dude. And I never said that. If you want to believe whatever motherfucker tells you, you know, you're a dumb motherfucker. He didn't know what to do, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, I worked there. Well, didn't work there, but that was where I didn't know.
Well, then he made everybody pierce for free too.
So I did that.
Yeah.
So I pierced for free. I think I was there I was only there for like a month. But
I don't think he held on to people very long.
No, but the one thing that we did, me and John Bates, Sharky, when he bought the Las Vegas tattoo, he bought that. And he had that shop.
Oh, the 2-story one, right?
Yeah. So we went in and we redid the floors and I had no idea what this shop was. I had no idea that this was where Las Vegas Tattoo was. And
there was a circle in the ceiling. We had Las Vegas Tattoo painted on that.
There was none of that.
That was none of that. Yeah.
I remember there was a beam, right, that everybody would sign or something, like all the tattooers.
We used to have a upstairs, I think it was.
Yeah. But yeah.
And the ceiling of the upstairs bar up there, everybody would sign that too. And
yeah,
shit everywhere.
Yeah, it's a wild. Again, most people.
And back then, see, all the tattooers that were anybody at the time, they come to town, they would come to our shop.
Right.
You know, Bob Roberts. I mean, they'd be passing through, man. They'd fucking come wheeling in, and hey, see the shop, see you guys visit and everything. You know, they weren't. You know, they were all cool. You know.
And then when that was going on, did you understand that? Did you understand that these guys were, like how I say, I didn't know what I was.
Oh yeah, I did. I was fucking thrilled to be around them and get to meet them and know who they are. You know, absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, but I mean, I wasn't over there going,
right.
You know, hey, let me buy you. You know, I was like, I ain't one of them, dude. I ain't a kiss up like that. You know.
Yeah.
Right on. If you treat me cool, you're cool. But if you got a big ego or something, you know, I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? And that's the way I feel now. It's like, fuck, you're doing nothing, no different than any of the rest of us. We all fucking tattoo, dude. You may be a little bit better, but then again, maybe you're not. You know what I mean? You know, I don't know. You know what I mean? And what do you like to do? Oh, I only do this type of stuff. Oh, you're one of them type of tattooers. See, the tattooers I knew, like Bob, they did it all. You do it all.
Yeah.
You know, I don't specialize. What do you specialize? I don't specialize, dude. I specialize in tattooing. That's what I specialize in.
Yeah.
You know, I tattoo.
Yeah.
Whatever you want. You know what I mean? You know, and if I don't know, if it's not something that I'm not, you know, then like I'm not a portrait guy, but I got a guy that can do portraits. So there you go. You know, that's not my forte. I have done them and I can do them. Do I want to do them? Not really. You know, because it's not my fucking thing. It don't take much to fuck it up. You know, a little wrong line here and there, and all of a sudden it's like, what the fuck happened? Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, yo, looks great, dude. That doesn't even look like Marilyn Monroe. You know,
Right.
I mean, I hate motherfuckers who do them stuff. And how many fucking times can you do them? You know, what do you do? I'm black and gray specialist. You know, so you do Marilyn Monroe and fucking Frankenstein over and over and over. You know, you probably have it down by now, huh? You probably do a good one now. Yeah, but that's, you know,
Yeah.
but that's with anything that we do. Repetition of doing shit over and over and over, that makes you good.
Yeah.
So get better at it, you know? So I get all that, but if that's all the shit you're doing, dude, you know, and that burns out too, because I got another friend that's all he did was portraits, and, you know, nobody would come to him to get a rose or an eagle or something, because you're known for fucking portraits, that's,
Right.
you know, and you're burnt out from doing them. You don't want to do them no
Yeah.
more, you know, but how can you turn it away? You can't,
Yeah.
you know? Nope, I don't want you doing that on me, I want a portrait.
And that's the other thing with social media too, is people get this perception of you. So now, like, people think that I only do mostly fine line black and gray. I'm like, how the fuck did you get that? Why would you think that? Like, I love doing big bold tattoos.
Right.
I
I
like
see all
doing
the
black
big
and
bold
gray.
stuff. That's what I like about your stuff now. The stuff you do now is fucking, it's clean, dude. And it's fucking legit and fucking readable, and you know what I mean. I just like good, solid tattooing, and that's what you're doing now compared to that other stuff when you sit there going, what the fuck is that? What
Yeah.
are you doing? I don't know.
I wasted a lot.
Oh, there it is. I got it. You know,
Yeah.
I think that's it. You know, but
Yeah.
you know, well, you didn't waste it though. It was fucking, you know, it's lessons learned is
Yeah.
what you did. So I mean, it's not really waste. I mean, you spun your wheels a little bit, but you know, fuck, you've recovered. Fuck, your shit's fucking badass, dude. You do traditional tattooing fucking solid as anybody out there. And that's the shit that fucking counts to me, you know. I could care less about that fancy fucking, you know, portraits or, you know, how many fucking, you know, who wants fucking portraits? I don't dig portraits myself, you know what I mean? Want a dead person on me? Yeah, put Johnny Depp, man. I like that fucking pirate picture. What the fuck, you know, really? You know, find a real fucking pirate dude, put it on there instead of a fucking cartoon guy off of fucking movies. The fuck?
But then people are going to also think that parrots are stupid. So, you know,
everything's
right,
stupid.
right,
I did the fuck
Yeah.
I used to drink wine a lot. You know,
Right.
they do whatever. I just wanted color on.
Right.
You know what I mean? It didn't
You
matter
just
what
wanted
I
to
got.
get a tattoo.
Right.
You just
And
wanted
I
to
wanted
get a
to
tattoo.
off balance a dark one, I thought,
Yeah.
with more color. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? That was my idea, and it looked bitchy when I did it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a weird.
But
it's-
parrots were big back then too, though.
Well, I like it.
I'm
it's
telling you
cool.
right now because it's funny is my buddy that I've known for most of my life, but he's been tattooed by my brother and stuff. But he used to make a thing with the, if you remember all them roses that have like 3 little roses, then you'd have that little swirly line, and that little, you know.
Yeah, yeah,
Well,
yeah.
he's like, yeah, your brother did that. I said, dude, that was part of all them old school fucking rose patterns, that little fucking swirly thing. No, he did it to everybody. I'm thinking, dude, wait, I'll show you, you know.
Yeah.
And then he shows me a picture of a tattoo that my brother did on his ex-brother-in-law or whatever, and he goes, look, there's that little swirly line. I said, that was part of the pattern, dude. They all did it, you know. That was just one of the little vines or whatever the fuck it was off the fucking rose, you know.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's something that he remembered, and he always saw my brother do it. He thought that was like something special, and it was like, no, that was just part of the pattern, dude.
Yeah.
I remember him doing that.
Yeah, there's bad tattooing, like when we talk about color portraits or tattoos that fall out. I mean, there's people fucking up a simple traditional rose, you know? I mean, realistically, when you're walking up and down the strip, 98% of the tattoos you see aren't that great, you know, they're really not. So good tattoos and maybe it's just the volume that they're being put out or whatever it is.
Well, it's even back in my early years. That's exactly how it was, though. The few good ones, you know, you're going to see tons of the other crap because there's more of them.
Yeah.
And, you know, and the same thing. Even though now instead of 500 tattooers and 100 of them are fucking top notch and the rest are okay. Now we got 100,000 fucking artists out there, and 10,000 of them are fucking badass, and the rest of them are okay. You know? And then there's like different levels of tattooing. You know, you got your fucking your cream of the crop guys that are just fucking, they're fucking badass. They're badass artists to begin with. And then you got your next guys that do fucking solid, clean tattoos. They ain't the best artists, but they can fucking tattoo for a motherfucker, you know. And then you got the next group. Then you got the group that don't give a fuck and can't really tattoo, fucking, you know, save their soul, but they're still doing it, you know. They're giving it good old, you know, fucking college try there or whatever. And some people shouldn't even be in the business because they're in it for the wrong reasons. You know what I mean? Most of the people that are in it because they love doing the tattoos and they love the money, but most of them go, fuck it, I'd tattoo for free if I had to, you know, just because I like tattooing.
Yeah.
Would you? Well, yeah, but not really, you know, not for a job, but I would tattoo friends and whatever if they wanted, you know, I'd just dig tattooing.
Yeah.
You know, it is a cool fucking gig to be part of, you know what I mean? And if you don't fucking respect it or trample it, you know, you'll get yours, you know, it comes around, you know, just like karma, dude. Trust me, I've felt it, the blunt of it, you know, myself, of bad shit that I did, you know, years ago, and it don't take 1 day, 2 days, it can be 10, 15, 20 years later it comes back and gets you. And that's what it did to me, you know, for my asshole days as a dumb fuck young teenager and shit, doing stupid shit that I shouldn't have been doing. Well, it came back and got me, hard for my stupid shit. So he kicked my house in and robbed me, you know.
Yeah, yeah. You just kind of take it, right?
I did. I had no choice. That's all I could think about. Another time I was there, my fucking mailbox got blew up.
Yeah.
And the old lady, why ain't you mad?
Yeah.
Because I've done it. You
Yeah,
know, I mean,
yeah.
I blew people's mailboxes up. So, I mean, it's just coming back. I get it, you know.
Yeah.
And then what I did with them other things that I did and took that wasn't mine, somebody did it to me. It's just the way it
It's a
works.
cycle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I ain't had nothing bad since because I figured, well, I fucking, you know, you got 10 grand out of me. I never got 10 grand out of you motherfuckers,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
You know,
My wife always thinks it's hard when they leave the car unlocked. I'm like, fuck it. If they're gonna steal something, then let them open up the car door and take what they want and then move on. And the same with tattooing, right? I mean, the tattoo gods and all that stuff, all those, you know, that shit. If you stay true to it,
Right.
and you don't go for that money grab and that
And we agreed, monster,
Yeah.
whatever, you know,
Yeah.
right. You just fucking,
over time it's gonna even out.
that's what it
You
is.
know, it's like a stock market. You're not gonna, you know,
Right.
you might have a little bit, but over time it's gonna get you from here to here if you just
No, I feel,
stay
you know,
where it is.
tattooing's done me right, man. It's done me well. I've, you know, got a nice motorcycle. I drive a fucking nice fucking Durango. They drive a nice Charger. I got a nice fucking house, swimming pool, you know, and I own everything, you know. I can make payments on my house. That's about it. But you know, if I would have done it right, I would have owned it outright too. But you know, can't do everything you want.
Yeah.
But, you know, I mean, I was trying to do the important stuff, just like I try to tell anybody that comes in yourself. You got to don't sit there and just, you know, be this guy. Yeah, you know, take that money and go buy, invest, you know, so you got something for later, you know, you'll see, you know, you got to live in a house somewhere. I mean, in my mind back in the early years, I didn't give a fuck because I had a fucking pocket full of money. I wasn't going to own a house. What do I own a house? What if I fucking lose it? I can't fucking, I got a bail, I'm losing all that fucking, a rental, I can just fucking pack up and go, you know, that's my dumb fucking thinking at the time, which if I would have been the other way already, you know, if I would have clicked over sooner, I'd have been in a lot better shape, man. I probably would have owned 2 homes or something, you know what I mean? And they're rentals now and I could still have them, but I wasn't thinking that way. I was,
But what if you would have bought 2 houses and then you hit like 40 or 50 and you're like, man, I never partied. I want to fucking party. And then you lose everything.
yeah, I wouldn't be that route. I did all that young, you know.
Well, right. So we got it.
Kinda.
We got it out.
But then again too, it's like, fuck, I wish I have at least half.
Dude, you don't even want to think about it.
You know,
You
but
don't
then
even
again,
think about that
well,
money.
I'm not really, I don't think about the money, but if I had half, I'd be really good.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
it's
yeah.
because I wouldn't have the stories, or
Right.
the fucking tales. I mean, so you gotta pay for shit, dude. Life, you know, it costs. It ain't free. You know, nothing's really free.
Well, those
Well,
are
it's a
education.
good time for free. Well, that's right. It's part of your education. You gotta learn. You gotta do right and wrong. How you gonna learn? You know. It just didn't work that fucking way.
Yeah. Yeah, you got the tattoo education. You got the life education. Yeah, you paid for it. Cool. Well, I don't know. Is there anything?
I don't know. It's up to you, dude.
You
You're
go
just-
all day.
I'm just
Yeah, you
part of
can
your
go all
show,
day.
you know. Right, we
gonna-
could sit there and go all day. I mean, it's
Yeah.
a never-ending story. I mean, it's like we brought Mo in here, we could have
I
collaborated.
know.
We would have been collaborated on some of our stories because we got stories, even though I can't remember them, but he probably does. And with the 2 of us, then you remember them. You know what I mean? You got to have the other half. Because I was telling stories one day until this other guy showed up, and there was part of the story. there's the witness, you know, now he can tell you how it was, you know, because I can't remember, you know, I mean, and he would remember stuff that I don't. I mean, we did some crazy stuff, me and Mo, you know, I mean, he was a lot of fun when we first got going. But I remember he got arrested that time, got thrown in jail. What I do, I go down to fucking Bailey Mountain, right to the shop. Yeah, your shift starts in a half hour, dude. You know, no, you can't go home and shower. You're on shift. It's the way it was.
Yeah.
Got you out of jail. You know, you're hungover, but oh well, you know.
I think Mo is definitely, I mean, he's when I started tattooing and I was with Mo, everybody knew Mo. Everybody knew Mo, everybody had a story about Mo.
Right.
And,
And back
everybody
then, he wasn't even
Mo.
around that long here, you know what I mean? I've been around 10 years maybe, you know, I'm in town. I mean, he you know, he came over there and started hanging out until he, you know, see if he could get in there, and he brought him in. But that was part of getting tattooed, hanging out too, you know. That's what you gotta do to get in them shops. Back then, you know, you can't just walk in and go, hey man, can I get an apprenticeship? Get the fuck out of here, you know. You better go in there and go, hey, is there anything I can do for you guys? You know, hey, I brought lunch, hey, you know, can I hang out for a day, you know? Oh, okay, you can hang out, you know. Hey, can I clean your floor? Can I, you know? Yeah, okay, you can do that, you know. And then, you know, you got to work your way in to befriend the guys. I mean, you can't just sit there and expect them to, you, come on in, we're going to teach you how to tattoo because we just like you for no good reason. You know what I mean? You ain't proved yourself, but we're going to give you the shot.
Right.
It don't work that way.
Because you told me you can do it.
Right.
You think you're
Right.
an artist.
No, you want them guys that want to give first, you know?
Yeah.
I want to give as much as I can give to you to get what I need to get. And that's kind of how it works, you know?
Or even the one that bugs me a lot is when a tattooer just sends you a message asking if you're hiring. They don't even bring a portfolio with them.
Well, they don't even carry that no more, you know? They're like, well, I got a few pictures here on my phone. See you later, you know, it's just, you ain't into your shit, you know, well, I gotta wait till I just got my stuff stolen or, you know, waiting for a machine, well, how many machines? I got one. See you later, you know, I mean, these guys don't even have equipment anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and you have to find a middle ground, right? You have to find the middle ground from your time to now to be able to, you know, the guys got to stay relevant, right? Like the old timers that still want to tattoo, they have to stay relevant. So you have to make people aware of where you are and what you're doing.
Pretty much. You know, I'm, like I said, I've stepped back, so I mean, I'm here, I do a tattoo here and there, but I mean, I'm not down here full time like I was.
No, well, I brought some here. But
Tendonitis, my fucking elbow,
so I just don't want to bring it back.
It's fucking weird all this shit happening to me now.
Yeah.
You know, but, and that's, thank God I quit drinking and drugging all them years ago too, you know, I can only imagine the shape I'd be in now, you know. I mean, it's to the point where I do go to the doctor or anything, here, you know, them pills would be in the cabinet, so I'd throw them away, you know, I don't take them anymore. I deal with the pain a little bit, you know.
Yeah.
I just don't take aspirin. People don't get it, but it's like, yeah, you know, I had my fun. Back then, I used to abuse them because I, you know, didn't have nothing wrong with me, but I was eating them. Now I've got something wrong here. Do you need them? I don't want them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I never have. And
you know what I'm saying? Like,
Oliver Peck was talking about a particular tattooer, and then he was explaining how, you know, these guys go from getting a tattoo and they take a pill for that, and then they're taking 2, and then they're taking 3 the next time they get tattooed, and then before they know it, they're just taking pills daily.
Right.
And then you can't get off of them, and then you're fucked off, and then everything just goes to shit. I mean, there's tattooers in this town that had it all, man, and you see them now, and it's very sad. It's sad to see.
I agree.
Where they are, and then you know, you want to. You don't even know what to do. You know, you can't help them. You're
no, anybody like that, anything like them drugs, anything do, they got to be willing to help themselves. And if they until then, you know, you can't do it. I've been there, you know what I mean? And until they actually come to you and say, dude, I need help, you know, you gotta help me. Well, then I'll help you, but you know, you can't help them if they don't want help because you're going to try to tell them they'll be going, fuck you, behind your back, they're over there, you know. You know, they're not ready, you know, it's got to be till they're ready, you know, and if they ain't ready, they may never be ready.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like my brother, I mean, he was ready a couple times, but you know, I think it got to him, whatever, just the calling of it was too much.
Oh, yeah. Right?
You know, and then he tried to explain it like, well, man, you guys like to smoke weed. I like to, you know, do a little.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It ain't, it's different, dude.
It's just justifying it.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, like any junkie, alcoholic, whatever, they got to justify it, you know.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense to you, you know, and you sit there and go, dude, I could take this joint and throw it away and never smoke again. Is but I ain't gonna go through withdrawals over. But you, because you're doing that, you're gonna need it in a couple more days here. Otherwise you're gonna be sick and everything else. You don't see a difference.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, it's a strange thing. It's scary. It's sad to see it.
Well, I've grown up with it, that, and been around it all my life, I was never into the speed because I seen all them guys doing it. I don't want to, I like sleep. I never had a problem with that shit,
Yeah.
which is a good thing.
I don't know if drugs are drugs still big?
Yeah.
That would be, I don't know if they are, I would have to think they still are, because it's accessible to us in this industry,
Pills.
Pills.
Yeah, right, pills, sure.
Pills and alcohol.
Hey, I got a pill, because like you said, they come in, take one to get tattooed, and hey, you want a pill or something for later, and it's like, no thanks, but back in the day would have been, sure, let's get about 3 or 4 of those,
Right.
that's just the way it was. And I'll put them in my stash for later, It's probably, a lot of these guys nowadays, they're so, they're on the up and up because they're really trying to tattoo good. You can't do that when you're all fucking jacked up anymore,
Yeah, you've got some great. If you're looking at tattooing as far as quality of tattooing, it is accessible to be you can become a good tattooer easier if you just look. You just look and you can you can make that happen. So in that sense, for us to love tattooing, we want to see good tattoos. Right. You want to see people get treated right, and that's whenever somebody says, well, I went to this shop and got tattooed, it's like, so what? That's a cool fucking tattoo. If you went and got a stupid fucking piece of shit tattoo, then we would be bummed because we treated you right, we gave you a good tattoo, and then you went and you had a bad experience. Right. But then you're bummed at that tattooer too for doing that because they knew better too. So who knows, man? Who knows where it goes? Who knows where it continues? But I guess it just we just make it happen. And in the end, the people that are lying to themselves, they have to live with that. The people that just stay true the whole time, then
I'd like to say I stayed true to to the roots of it, and I did my thing where you kind of branch out, try to do custom stuff and whatever,
It's fun.
And then you've been around long enough, you realize that the old guys there's a reason that stuff's still around to this day, And every generation has its cycle of, ooh, we're the shit, look what I'm doing. And, 10 years later, oh, it's that Sailor Jerry pinup girl again. Yep, tried and true, works every time. But did all that fancy bullshit that was being done, people walk around with a bunch of smudged out shit on their arms now.
It just depends on the person.
It's like a sandcastle. You want to build a house out of sand, it's gonna as soon as something gets
crumble,
hit,
right.
it's gonna crumble. The weather.
Tattoos are supposed to pastel and do like what they do when you get old, dude. They're not supposed to be. You're gonna be that bright, vivid fucking, that's on paper, it looks good, but it ain't gonna be that way on your skin. That's when they look good.
And there's a pen in that little.
And these people, I want it to look old already. Fuck, It's just, stupid shit people come up with, Can you make it look like it's 10 years old? Well, not really, But water my ink down and, look good for a week until it fades out as it heals.
Yeah. People almost don't care though either.
That's true too.
Yeah, they just want to get tattooed.
That's almost how it used to always been, they didn't care what, what do you suggest? Wheels on toaster. Fuck, I don't know, dude, It's just you make up something stupid and they'll, yeah, I'll do that, I remember years ago, at the original Vegas Tattoo, and I was working one night, this guy came in, he was in the shop, and this shop is dinky. It's no bigger than this whole fucking room. So there's a hallway with flash on it and a little lobby right in the front. He's in that fucking shop for 2 hours one night. Well, back then, we had stickers, price stickers for all the tattoos on the, each price. Obviously, he found one I didn't change. And it was, hey, Sadie, which is the old broad with the fucking droopy fucking boobies that looked like used to be on Playboy magazine, the cartoons, that old broad. She's old pervert, and had her sitting on a shitter on a fucking toilet stall, and it says, hey, Sadie, and there she is, sitting on a shitter with her titties out and everything, $25. Fucking tattoos this bad to me. I found it! Thank thinking, really, you want that? Fuck yeah, $25. I said, well, fucking $25, you're getting it. I fucking tattooed it on him, you know.
He just wanted the cheap tattoo.
Yeah, the cheapest tattoo in the shop is what he's after.
Yeah, he's going for a deal.
That's what the best answer when they go, hey, what's the cheapest thing you got in the shop? I say, you. What's the cheapest thing in the shop? You what? Oh, man. Oh, you know, I shouldn't ask.
Yeah.
What you asked for?
Right.
You know?
Well,
He's like, you
Yeah,
just
try to,
take
you
it
know,
out of here.
another one, then for people that come in, you give them a fair price. Hey, how much for that? I'll do that for 150. Sure, you want to do it for 120? What do you do for work? Oh, I'm a you know, landscaper. Well, cool. How much you do for a yard? Oh, I charge X amount. Well, so you come over to my house and do it for fucking half? Whoa, the fuck then? You know, same fucking thing, dude. You know, you give me a price, okay, I'll pay the 150 for you to mow my yard or whatever, do my landscaping. You know, I get for my job and you want to fucking do me down. It's the only gig that we got. It's like going to Walmart or the grocery store and you get up there and fucking run your groceries through. Oh, that'll be $300. Would you take $250? Yeah, now we will. You know, I mean, okay, there you go, dude. Half the design's gone. You know, yeah, I'll do that. You know.
when did you guys charge hourly? Or did you guys just
No, we just charge by the piece.
at Las Vegas Tattoo also? It wasn't an hourly.
No.
None of that came in until
No.
later on.
Yep. Everything was by the piece. That's why we had stickers. You know.
Oh,
Price.
okay.
We used to back then. We put stickers, so there was no negotiating or arguing so much, and everybody knew the same price.
That's pretty awesome though.
Yeah.
That you don't have to worry about shit.
Well, that way everybody's on the same page too.
Yeah.
You know, because you know how much do you do it for?
Yeah.
You know, I'll do it for $50 more than he would.
Yeah.
Well, how about you? Well, I'll do it for $10 cheaper. Okay, I'm going with you. You know, that's just common. That's how people are. You know, they're cheap on themselves. It's weird.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, they'll go out and buy a $100 pair of tennis shoes, but $100 tattoo, you know, really, dude?
Yeah.
You know, it's just fucking weird to me.
Yeah.
You know, they're just cheap on yourself. How can you do that to your own person? But you'll fucking put a, you know, $1,000 set of wheels on your car and a $1,000 stereo in it, but God forbid you put a $100 tattoo on you, you know? Can you do it a little cheaper? Well, I could, but I ain't going to.
Yeah.
I've had people with $1,000 shoes come in at a low price.
Right.
I'm like, you're scuffing those fucking things
Yeah,
right now.
they pull up in their Mercedes or whatever, you know,
Yeah.
and they want to, you
Working
know.
with your wife?
We had a lady recently, a young lady, say that one of the tattooers overcharged them by charging him
By the time I work with my mom,
120 bucks for a fine line tattoo, and he does single needle tattoos. And you know, down at the beach, that's what a lot of ladies, they get little fine line, super fine line tattoos, really big. So the way I looked at it was, there's only a couple people that can do it really well, so they upped their minimum.
Right.
So she said your minimum was this tattoo's no bigger than this other tattoo that I got, and I got that for 80 bucks. And I said, well, that tattoo's totally different than this tattoo. Of course, she said she went and talked to people or whatever. So she had a lawyer write us a letter saying that we overcharged her, and they're gonna go to, like, take you to court.
Get the $20 back or whatever they
Yeah,
overcharge
well,
you.
she said, then she said her friend that was with her also got overcharged, so then it made it 200, so then that made it small claims. And so the lawyer, I'm talking to the lawyer, and I was like, you're a real lawyer? And he goes, yeah. And I said, he goes, on your website, you guys are going against your guidelines and procedures on your website. I was like, well, I don't have anything on the website that says what we're supposed to charge or whatever. And I said, who are you to tell me what I can and can't charge? I was like, I can charge $100 for that tattoo, or I can charge $300 if I want.
Right.
And he said, no, industry standard says this. Who's your industry standard? Well, I go to tattooers and I talk to them and I ask them what the standard is. I said, well, there's tattooers that charge $400 or $500 an hour. So does that mean we get $400 or $500 extra from her because we didn't charge her $400 or $500? So people are just all fucked up. And again, it's maybe it's our fault as tattooers. You know?
Well, because you ain't gonna do the same wherever you're at. You know?
Yeah.
Bumfuck Minnesota or whatever, you ain't gonna get $100 minimum. You know what I mean? I can only get $30 minimum.
Right.
You know,
It's the
so I
market
mean,
with anything, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So that's how kind of how it works. You know, it doesn't matter how badass the guy is. That's just the going rate in his area.
Supply and demand.
And he's the badass, so he can get $50 an hour. You know, or $50 more.
You know what I
He
mean?
can actually charge it, and he'll get it, but he's still on the cheap end of the thing
Yeah.
because the area you can't be charging you know.
Right?
People when they come here and they go,
We'll make this like
$100, you know, you're like $100 minimum.
Definitely start.
It's like, well, I go back home, yeah, for fucking $40. Well, then go back home.
Right.
I mean, I don't know what to tell you, dude, you know, this is Vegas, you're gonna pay a little more, you know, that's part of being in Vegas, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, if you think we're expensive, go into the hotels.
Right.
You know what I mean? We're half that,
Right.
the price, and they fucking get it, so don't tell me, you know.
Right.
And that pisses me off, you know, when they sit there and do that. It's like, motherfucker, paying, you know, $200 for a name that I'd do for fucking $100, and you know, you gonna try to Jew me down?
Some people, it's weird because some people look for an expensive tattoo and they think that that makes them better, you know, and maybe that was like that early on where people were getting, you know, like Ed Hardy
Well,
or
see,
something
even
like
back
that.
in the '70s when my brother was getting tattooed by Cliff Raven, if you were a tattooer, he charged $50 an hour.
Really, in the 70s, and that was still probably a lot
That
of
was
money.
a lot
right?
of money.
Yeah, yeah,
That's, you know, when I started, we was only getting $10 names,
Yeah.
$20 names. That's where I started. That's how much the tattoos were when I started. For a name was $20.
yeah. Well,
You
they're
know,
back.
$10 and stuff. That was the minimum. It was just like, fuck, you know.
Yeah,
And then I remember, you know, fucking when, what was it, Reaganomics and all that shit kind of hit, it was fucking another slump there. You know, I mean, it'd be a week, I'd do one tattoo, you know, I mean, sit there for fucking days, dude.
Really?
So luckily I had a neighbor, old man that lived in the neighborhood, Tommy, go get us a pizza so we can eat dinner and I'll outline something on you. You know, motherfucker had fucking a dozen outlines on his stomach and shit, you know, and he was an old dude, he was like my age now, then. You know, but he was an old dude from Hell's Kitchen, New York, and old, you know, you could tell he, you know, he sleeved him up pretty good, but he was one of them guys from back in New York, you know, just, you know, just filled it all in kind of and added. So he was sleeved up, he worked at the dunes and stuff, and he was a cool old man, you know, but you could tell, had a little handlebar mustache, and he just lived in the neighborhood, used to walk by a tattoo shop every fucking day, hey fellas, you know, and finally stopped, started bullshitting. Next thing you know, he was around all the time, and then he just became a permanent fixture kind of, you know. And I mean, he'd get a few tattoos and he'd pay for them, and then, you know, he wasn't a rich guy, didn't have much money, lived in you know, his little houses back there before they tore them all down, but, you know, so we'd work with him, you know, so I'll hook you up, dude. Feed us, you know.
Yeah.
We need dinner and I don't feel like paying, but I got tattooed, I'll tattoo you.
yeah, yeah.
You know, so it's like, fuck it, it worked out.
I love that here. I loved it when I worked here and you know, older guys would come in. I mean, I guess that was 20 years ago. So to me, and I was 22,
Right.
23. So
Right.
40-year-olds were
We're
older.
old, you bet.
But then you'd hear those stories, but people would just stop by as they're going.
Well, that's
through
even
the
like
neighborhood.
Doc's 10 years older than me. My brother was 5 years, Doc was 10, and Crow was 15. So all the guys I was around, they're all older than me.
Yeah.
Or been a lot longer than me and everything, you know, so I learned off of them, you know. And it's like, you know, I think you're talking like Buddy with being an owner as opposed to a worker. I enjoy being a worker better than I enjoy being an owner. Because like you say, dealing with motherfuckers, you work with them, fucking get, and then else they leave. Do it again, and then it's like, you know, each time they leave, a little piece of you keeps going, and then it's less and less of you left with the next one, you know.
Yeah.
And now it's like, fuck y'all, I don't ain't doing nothing for nobody. I mean, that's the way it makes you feel eventually, you know. Like, fuck, you keep giving, and you take it, and just fucking leave, you know. You don't give back nothing, you know. Fuck.
It's a different. When I opened, I did it with knowing that I might just work by myself, and fortunately it grew into something more than I ever could have imagined. I had
That's the same
some-
thing here.
Yeah, had
you
some
know,
good
that's-
people.
That's what you want.
And I encourage everybody, if they want to open up a shop, then I go for it. Like you
That's what I
you know,
said,
you
go
helped
for
me.
it, buddy.
Yeah, you helped me, and you've done. Who am I to keep
Right,
anybody?
so I
from
agree
doing
with that too.
And then you also, again, you want to see it.
But be respectful, don't open a fucking next door.
Sure.
You know.
Sure, but yeah, you want people to go experience new things, go travel, go do it. Because I'm trying to give you the best place to work.
Right.
I'm trying to do what I can to give you the best.
Right, and I don't know
most
how much you're gonna absorb
Yeah,
when you're out there, you know what I mean? Because you ain't gonna absorb it all.
Yeah.
You know, you're gonna have to pick and choose what you want to
Yeah.
put into your repertoire, you know?
yeah. Bring a little bit back. We all get better.
Right.
You know, I think once everybody realizes that we're in it together, then you're good. You know, you're good. Save some money, open up a shop if that's what you feel like you need to do, then go for it. It's just different. It's a different way of doing things, and you kind of accept
Well,
it.
either that or
and
you
adapt.
fucking work for somebody long enough, or they fucking stick with you long enough, and you're true to them, they fucking go, here, just fucking, why don't you just run the fucking place?
Yeah, yeah,
I'm retiring.
yeah, yeah.
You know, I can always pop in here and do a tattoo, you know?
Yeah, heck yeah, right? Yeah, hang out. It's your clubhouse. This is-
Well, that's kind of what they were, kind of, you know, but that kind of went away too, you know, because it was like, now, they focus more on business. I want, you know, don't be having a bunch of fucking who's down here fucking hanging all the time. But that's what we used to have, and that's when business was good, so probably should have just had everybody come hang out around, you know?
Yeah.
Just put some of them to work, the fucking place don't get trashed, you know?
Yeah. Yep. Well, yeah, man. I think that's it. But maybe one of these other times, I'll find out what's up with Mo. We'll get him over here, or even Jimmy or whoever.
Yep.
And we'll see what happens. See what happens.
Yep.
But this is, I think this is cool.
Cool, man.
I appreciate it, bud.
You got it, bud.
Really appreciate
So we
it.
got something there. I'm sure you know, was in here for a couple hours, so you probably gotta be able to something in there.
Well, it just has to be, to me,